Hi everybody, it is Castilla Arcadia here, and I'm playing The Sims 4. I've decided to turn The Sims 4 into a realistic horse breeding game without any mods, which sounds crazy, but I figured out a way to do it. Granted, it's going to take a lot of manual labor, but it'll be worth it. So here I have my sim who has absolutely no skills in anything equine. I don't know how she randomly picked all of these things up, especially fishing. I don't know. I left her alone for like 5 minutes. But here is my equine breeding facility. I'd say it's pretty nice. I built the entire thing from scratch and it's perfect for what I need. So over here I have where the mares will be kept. I've got 4 stalls for mares, and then I've got 2 stalls for our stallions. And back here I have the breeding stalls where I can put a mare and a stallion together for them to breed. It has a nice gate in the middle so that I can separate them out if need be. Even though realistically I don't think I'll have to do that. Let me go inside. You can see that every single stall is fully equipped with waterers, feeders, and every paddock has a ball. Not to mention I have these cute decorative little wash racks and even tack boxes, even though obviously we will not be using any of those. To make things simple, I have decided that we are going to be breeding racing quarter horses. First things first, I need to buy some horses. I don't care where they come from. I will only be purchasing quarter horses or thoroughbreds. I'm going to start off with 2,000 simoleons, and I cannot earn money any other way than via horse activities, which is definitely going to be difficult. We do not have any quarter horses available for adoption, but we do have an illusion. So I'm going to try again, except this time I'm going to attempt to purchase a horse, unfortunately, for 1,000 simoleons. We have 2 quarter horses, but one of them is a foal. Oh no, wait, I can buy Iris. So what I'll be doing is purchasing Gold Rush and Iris. So we're just gonna start off with 1 stallion and a mare. Right, where are they? Why? Cool, that's less than ideal, I'm not gonna lie. Time for me to put them in their stalls, so if I go here, I ask my horse, so Gold Rush is gonna be asked to go to his new bed. If I ask him to come here and he'll come in, I can lock the paddock on him so that he has to stay in there unless I'm riding or breeding. The same thing goes for the mare. I'm gonna stick her in this stall, so hopefully this is going to be the only thoroughbred we have to breed with, because like I said, I'm breeding quarter horses here. I am going to add full edit mode. I'm gonna modify them in Create a Sim to ensure that they are more or less as realistic as possible. First, get realistic foals. I will be picking the coat colors and painting them the way I want them. But any horse that I outright purchase, such as through the game, if I purchase it through the game, that horse cannot be, well, it can be altered, but I won't. I'm going to make him a lot more bulky, the way a quarter horse would be, and highly muscular. There's the quarter horse. It looks a lot like a quarter horse if you ask me. And then, because I see a lot of breeding facilities use or keep halters on pretty frequently, I'm just going to keep halters on. Just like that. Perfect. Now, there are a couple of things I need to do before I breed the first foal. First of all, I do not have money. Okay, cool. I need to be able to feed my horses, which means I need to get some money. Not great. That's definitely not great. So I have to wait for the next morning. Until then, I can probably start training. I am going to have to bond with my horses as much as possible and train them as much as possible in order to increase my risk of them actually breeding. So I'm first going to start with Iris because she's closest. Stop going over there. So we're just going to fill up the entire queue with as many random things as possible up until I'm more or less ready to mount. And then now that it's low, I'm going to fill it up again. I did not mean to mount, but that's okay. Our relationship with Iris is already going up, which is good. And now we're going to attempt to mount her. Thus far, it is going good, so we're going to cheer her up, and then I'm going to unlock this gate so that we can actually leave, because if you try to leave when your horse can't get through, you can't actually leave and you get stuck. Why did you just get off of her? Don't do that. Yep, got booked off. Cool. I'm going to get booked off a lot. Here we go. Don't you dare book me off. going to practice barrels, speed it up, so that hopefully nothing goes wrong in the process. Okay, something went wrong in the process. What just happened? Honest to goodness. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to wait for morning because that went unbelievably poorly. First things first is that instead of training, I'm literally just gonna do my best to make money. Not only does it cost $30 to feed my horses, but I think my bills are about $3,000, which I definitely cannot afford. Now we're gonna go over to the board, go to community jobs, and the best thing I can think of is probably going to be riding and temperament, because at least my horse started to get the temperament trait. The minimum is $95. That's enough to feed them both. Great, I got 138, which is actually pretty good, and so I'm going to do another community job, same one, because that one worked out pretty well. I'm going to do training, so during the day from 7 to 7, I need to make as much money as possible. I also plan on making money by selling the horses I breed, but we are definitely not to that point yet. Okay, now we're going to mount again. Please work, do not bug me off. Okay, great. Then we're going to unlock, and we're going to take this horse on some practice barrels. You are not going on the computer, for goodness sake. You will do this and you will have fun. Now we're going to do this for as long as possible. Bladder failure. I don't know what's happening, but there is obviously an issue. Yet again, it is money time. Definitely have a lot more money, and so I'm thinking that I might be able to start entering competitions here soon, which might be a better source of income. I don't know yet. Well, my Sims hygiene has definitely gotten pretty low, and so apparently the water has not been shut off yet, but as soon as it is, we're gonna have to get creative. My Sims ability in writing has indeed gotten better, because when you first have a sim build an equine skill, your sim is flopping around like a fish, and it's horrible. You cannot ride. Oh, never mind, my sim still is really bad at riding. Before I do anything else, I do believe that I have to take care of my sim's needs, and a place where I know for a fact that I can do that is in Brindleton Bay. I forgot that I did not add it into the game. So here's the thing. The reason why I specifically want to use this, because it has absolutely everything that a sim could possibly need. I've got showers, I've got a cafe, bathrooms, I've got everything. So until I'm able to pay my bills, this is where I will be spending an unfortunate amount of time. I just got the notification that the utilities company is going to repossess all my valuable items. And I don't exactly know what those valuable items are, but I'm a little bit scared. I have never had this happen before. The utilities company just stealing a book. He's gonna sit here and read it. So really, I need to get some more money real quick. I've left for my job. What is happening? I earned about 1,000 simoleons, which is massive. I can't afford to pay my bills quite yet, but I'm getting there. Alright everybody, I have managed to get over 6,600 simoleons, which is definitely a lot, at least in comparison to what I had. I do need to pay my bills now, it is that time. However, I've been able to keep up with them for a while, and I've decided that with the amount of simoleons I have and having extra, it is not only time for me to hopefully start breeding, but it's also time for me to start racing and entering competitions, which will hopefully bring better income so that I can breed. Alright, there goes Iris, and my person is on her way. I think that I can only do one competition per day, and so it's only really going to be worth it if I can get to the master competitions, I believe. I also discovered that you are able to sell manure, which is definitely helpful even if it's not a lot. I've got over $300 worth, but I'm gonna just keep saving. I also discovered that depending on the community job I choose, my horses will actually be trained, which is extremely helpful because I don't have time to really do specific training. Alright, I think that it's probably about time to start breeding. I think that both of my horses have a high enough liking of me. Not to mention my horse person skills have definitely improved, and I believe that I am financially stable enough to do so. As such, I am going to fill up the feeders over here in this breeding paddock and then add both of the horses to the paddock. Alright, the horses are both in the breeding paddock, thankfully, so I can go work on some of my Sims issues. It is morning and it is time to get these horses to breed. So in order to get a horse to breed, you're going to have to go into more choices, actions, and then that is the wrong one. Is it friendly? more choices, yep, and then encouraged to breed with your mare. There we go. That is what I like to see. That means that she is now pregnant. So we are unable to ride or use Iris at all until she has her foal. So now it's going to be a lot of focus on Gold Rush over here. Now that Gold Rush is agility level 5, I have a lot more opportunities for competitions. And I can actually practice barrel racing, not just turning around them. All right, I think that I'm going to do a competition. He is thankfully very much qualified. So let's see if we can get another $300. Not to mention, I noticed that I also get a trophy, which is just a belt buckle, if I win. And so I believe that's extra cash. So if I win first place, I get 200 simoleons profit, plus a trophy worth 200 simoleons. If I'm lucky, I will continue to get some. We got another gold medal, another 300 simoleons, and hopefully another trophy. I got another trophy, so I am going to be selling both of them, and that is another $400. I just realized that Iris is not pregnant. I still need to keep trying to breed her. Iris is pregnant! I don't know when that happened. I just went to breed, and all of a sudden it says she's pregnant, so we are gonna have a baby. Okay, we have something very exciting going on. Iris is now going into labor, and I should probably go check on her. She's getting real restless, and I think this is it. Oh, there's the baby! And done! Baby! It's adorable. You might notice that this baby is a little funky looking, and that's because we need to give him a realistic touch, which is going to be somewhat easy. Here is our website which we'll be using, and most of this is going to be unknown because the truth of the matter is that our horses don't really have genetics. So we're going to do Bay and Palomino, which gives us all of these options. We're now going to take all of these options and put it into our picker wheel to decide what color the baby is. We now have our picker wheel with all the probabilities, and now it's time to spin and figure out what color this baby's going to be. So this baby is now going to be a buckskin, and we are done. Denali is officially our very first baby. Apparently he's feeling a little bit dazed, probably because he just was brought into this world. I'm sure you would be too. Iris has gone into labor yet again, right in the middle of a competition no less, so we're going to do our best to soothe her into labor, make her as comfortable and peaceful as possible until the new foal comes. The baby is definitely coming. Once the camera focuses in on the horse, there we go. I know that it's coming. Oh, this one's a mare this time. We're just gonna do beauty. Another cute little bay foal. We're gonna use the same picker wheel because it's the same parents, and so we might get another buckskin, who knows. This time, we are getting another buckskin. What just happened to the baby? They just took the horse? Really? Well, that's obnoxious. That's not good. That is not good. It is now this baby's turn to become a buckskin. Alright, I believe it is time again to try and purchase another horse. So if I go to rescue, we'll see if they have any quarter horses available. There's another Denali. They don't have any quarter horses. They have an Akaltique, but no quarter horse. This doesn't make sense. Why? Alright, it is time to resort to desperate measures. One of the things you can do is actually go into playing with genetics, and you can breed your horse to some other unknown horse. So I can do an unknown parent, I can automatically breed with Iris, or I can just choose a breed. And for right now, I'm just going to choose a breed. So we are going to have an American quarter horse. And unfortunately, this quarter horse only has one color. And so I'm going to change that color to... Why is it doing this to me? We're going to breed with an American paint horse because quarter horses that are bred with paints and vice versa can be registered as the other. Don't ask about the logistics. I know it's a lot more complex than that, but we're just going to make this a quarter horse and pretend that this is a quarter horse. This is the baby. And then it's a filly, I believe. Yes. And now I need to try and figure out what coat color this baby would be. If we go to our horse coat color generator, we can do a Palomino. Oh, damn, it's actually black. Sire is going to be Palomino. Pattern, we are going to have, I believe that was Morvero. And these are all of our many probabilities. So now we have to add it into the wheel. Here is our absolute mess of a wheel. We have a lot more this time, and I really couldn't tell you which one we were gonna get. What are we gonna get? A black filly? Okay, yep, that is the answer. Here's our new filly. Her name is Tempest, apparently, and we will be breeding her too. I'm gonna put Tempest in here. I'm going to attempt to breed Iris again with Gold Rush. Hopefully we'll get a colt this time. How did that baby get out? I know I locked you in. I forgot to lock the stall door. Okay, now they're where they need to be. I am going to encourage the two of them to breed now, and I'm going to keep— oh my goodness, this horse is worth 10,000 simoleons now? That's ridiculous. So we're going to see if he breeds with Iris, and hopefully he does. That might have worked. I don't know how or why, but my horses keep getting out. How are they getting out of the gates? They're all locked. I'm so confused. Once again, it is time to figure out what coat color Iris's new baby will be. And it looks like we have our very first bay full. Here we have Thunder, our cute little colt. Guys, so I believe it is time to hire someone to help me out on the ranch because I have a lot going on. It looks like here is our ranch hand, Maricela Willie. I do believe it is time to encourage them to breed again. Who is this? They didn't even attempt it. Maybe? Nope, gotta try again. Alright everybody, we are about to experience our very first foal aging up. That means you will be taking out of the foal paddock because I put all the foals in the 2 breeding stalls because it's a lot easier to take care of them all when they're in the exact same area, not to mention they get social from being around one another. But Beauty is almost there. She only has 1 more day. That means we will soon be able to breed her to different studs, which is extremely exciting. She's so cute. Maybe this is her final day as a filly, I don't know. We are finally just about to the point where I think Beauty will age up. They still age up -1. Does that mean I need to do it manually? I admit I am a little bit confused, so I think I'm just gonna manually age her up. I really don't understand. I've never seen -1 before. Here is Beauty in all of her glory. Now I just need to give her a halter and fix her tack because they gave her all English tack. Absolutely perfect. Alright, now that Beauty has been transferred into her stall, I do believe it is time to end this video. It has gone on for a very long time, but that's because everything takes a very long time in The Sims. In fact, I've been filming for about a week. I will continue my horse ranch and continue breeding, but until then, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I will see you later.